Martell walked into the courthouse with swagger, nodding at people like victory was already his. His entire plan? To paint Melody as a distracted mother, too busy with music, filming, and social media to raise her children. His lawyers brought screenshots, travel dates, camera schedules, thinking they had enough to flip custody in his favor. But the moment Melody entered, the energy shifted. She didn't come for a performance. She came with receipts. Calm, composed, quiet confidence that froze the room. And when her team laid out the evidence, it wasn't gossip. It wasn't rumors. It was truth on paper. Teacher notes, letters of recommendation, attendance records, guardian statements. Every page told the story of a mother who never forgot what mattered most, her kids. Still, what shook the courtroom was what came next. Melody's lawyer revealed documents that completely destroyed Martell's narrative. Not only did they expose inconsistencies, they proved that his accusations were fabricated. For the first time, Martell was silent. The man who drags Melody on every platform couldn't say a word. And then, one sentence from the judge cut deeper than any outburst ever could. Mr. Holt, this courtroom is not a place for you to carry out your personal vendettas. Your ego should not take precedence over the welfare of your children. The swagger vanished. The judge denied Martell's request, protecting the children's stability and calling out his tactics for what they really were. When Melody walked out, she didn't wave or perform. She didn't have to. The applause from the crowd told the entire story. Meanwhile, Martell rushed to his car, head down, ignoring the cameras and questions. The hashtags began trending within minutes. Melody and Sit Down Martell. Twitter threads broke down every facial expression. TikTok edits replayed Melody walking out with grace. Instagram Reels mocked Martell's reaction when the new evidence dropped. Even people who never watched Love and Marriage Huntsville suddenly had something to say. The memes were brutal, but the bigger picture, Melody didn't just win in court. She won in the culture. She showed that grace, receipts, and truth will always overpower ego, lies, and manipulation. She proved she wasn't fighting for fame or followers. She was fighting for her kids. And in doing so, she became a symbol of resilience for women everywhere. Martell now faces a harsh reality. The system won't bend to his games anymore. And fans are asking the million-dollar question. Will he double down and play the victim for cameras, or finally learn that being a father matters more than being a competitor? One thing is certain, Melody changed the game forever. The impact of that courtroom moment didn't stop at the judge's ruling. It spilled into the streets of Huntsville, onto timelines, and into living rooms across America. Within hours, the internet turned this case into a cultural event. Women everywhere were posting messages like, "Melody carried that courtroom with grace. That's how you handle lies, with receipts and dignity." Others called it the biggest public reality check Martell had ever faced. But let's be real, this wasn't just about Melody versus Martell. This was about how many women saw themselves in Melody's fight. Fighting to protect their peace, fighting against manipulation, fighting to make sure their kids are never used as pawns in somebody else's ego battle. And while Melody walked away stronger than ever, Martell's image completely shattered. Even his own supporters struggled to defend him. The hashtags told the story. Melody won, receipts over rumors, sit down Martell. Memes compared him to a student caught lying in class with the teacher holding all the proof. Twitter users dragged him for trying to play the victim, saying, "You can't win custody with screenshots when she's walking in with teacher notes and guardian statements." Inside the Love and Marriage Huntsville circle, the fallout was just as messy. Kimmy, usually the peacemaker, privately admitted Melody handled herself like a boss. Maurice posted a not-so-subtle story about learning to lose gracefully. Even some of Martell's own relatives in court couldn't hide their disappointment. And Miss Wanda, as expected, she went live defending Martell and blasting Melody, but instead of helping him, she got dragged too. Fans accused her of enabling his behavior and refusing to hold him accountable. By the time night fell, Melody had become a symbol of resilience and composure. Her DMs and comments flooded with women thanking her for showing them that you don't have to scream, fight, or lose your dignity to win. You just have to be prepared and stand in your truth. And Martell? He was left facing the harshest reality of all. Not just that he lost, not just that the judge called him out, but that millions of people saw the real story unfold. Uncut, undeniable, and unforgettable. This wasn't just a court victory. It was a cultural reset, a reminder that when lies crumble, truth always stands. And as the next season of Love and Marriage Huntsville approaches, fans are already buzzing. Will Martell double down and play the victim? Or will this finally force him to face himself and focus on being a father instead of being a competitor? One thing's for sure, Melody didn't just win a case. She set the standard: receipts over rumors, composure over chaos, truth over ego. And that's a lesson nobody in that courtroom or watching at home will ever forget.